all right, I guess that's what I gotta do. So
He
that's,
comes home, Grant, where's the boat? You said I could
yeah,
do whatever.
yeah,
I got us this one.
yeah, he would kill me. Yeah.
This business we keep kind of tiptoeing around. Why shaved ice? Share that experience and a little bit of the journey of starting that up from where, what the initial thoughts of, okay, this could be something that I could do.
Honestly, the people and like
Mhm.
being able to inspire people and people actually enjoying it and being able to have memories with their families, I think is big.
Mhm. Welcome back to another episode of the Iron Purpose Podcast. Today I am joined by Grant Yliniemi. Grant, how you doing, man?
Good, good, good. How are
Good.
you?
Thanks for being here. I'm super great. I haven't done a morning episode like this in a while, so I
Yeah.
woke up 7:30, got ready to rock and roll, and I love starting my days a little bit earlier. I beat my kid up too. I didn't beat my kid up. I beat
Oh,
him waking up.
oh, sorry.
I woke up before my son did. I should word it that way instead. So that's always nice to get a fresh start of the day. But
Yeah.
well, yeah, what you been up to lately? The fair is going on right now. Do you have any part in that with your little business, or do you just
No,
kind of
I
stay away from there?
don't. But a lot of people are always telling me I need to be at the fair. Oh, I need to be doing this. But yeah, I've just been working. Been working every day, working my life away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems to be the common theme nowadays. Just
Yeah,
growing up is overrated, dude.
I know. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so with the summer, I mean, we got August left. Did you do anything fun this summer, or was it pretty much just working and grinding and
Yeah, pretty much just grinding. I've only got a couple months to make my money, so
hmm
that's uh that's kind of my mentality. I just kind of work and I wake up thinking about my business, I go to work, then I come home, think about my business, go to bed, dream about my business. It's like everything.
Is that a full-time gig for you in the summertime, or are you working elsewhere while you're doing that?
No, it's definitely a full time thing. Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
people don't realize how much time it actually takes, but yeah, it's full time. I used to work 90 hours a week, like last year, but this year I've been fortunate enough to have employees and
hmm
you know kind of get the functions down, so I'm not
Yeah.
working as many hours a day. But
hmm Yeah. Well, that's awesome that you're in a place to be able to do that, and I'm sure that came with some hurdles and stuff. Have you ever thought of like going south for the winter with that, or do you like
yeah,
to keep it kind of homegrown? Yeah.
that was my initial plan. I was like, oh, then I can take this south in the winter. I can live on the beaches or something. But that dream quickly died after the first year, realizing how much work it actually was. Um,
Mm.
so I was like, maybe I'll just take the winter off.
You can just go down to the beach and forget the work.
Exactly. Yeah, leave the work at home.
Right. Well, cool, man. And I guess now, 'cause I want to keep asking questions about this and asking about like your story. So we'll
Sure.
just
Yeah.
dive right into it. I'm gonna give you the chance now to just kind of share who you are, like I said, where you came from, what you like to do, maybe siblings, or kind of what got you to this point right now with what you're doing. And then we can kind of talk about goals and stuff going from there. So, my friend, take it away.
Sure. I guess not the best storyteller, but I'll
It's all right.
try and make it make it quick.
There you go.
Um, I grew up always kind of wanting to start my own thing. Um, always figuring out ways to make money. Um, I did a lot of Facebook flips like growing up. I flipped cars. I flipped um, iPhones. I started with iPhones normally, just buying and selling them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just kind of being a Facebook marketplace dude. I was just always on there, like checking for deals. Um, and that's how I made, I think, a lot of my initial capital for
Mm-hmm.
starting this business. Um, but yeah, I've always been kind of an ambitious kid growing up, having a lot of ambition for what I mean, honestly, more ambition that's probably good for me. um, like too much, but
That's all right.
I think that probably set the bar higher for me to be able to strive for something like this. Had a good home life, blessed to have a nice house and great parents that support me, and grew up
Mm-hmm.
on a lake. Definitely a blessed life with parents that support me, but they don't. Obviously, they never supported me. I don't think financially, like buying me stuff. My dad always said like my siblings, my siblings felt like they didn't have to work for their stuff, but I always felt like I had to. I guess I don't know. My siblings are hard worker too, but he always said that I wanted to make my own, money.
So when you said you grew up and your parents kind of they never really supported you financially for what you were doing, what did they kind of instill that in you a little bit, and that kind of got the ball rolling for okay, this is fun. I really enjoy doing this and making money my own way this way, or where did that kind of that intuition come from? I guess if you even
Yeah,
know.
I guess probably wanting stuff. I'd say things were probably the driving factor. Where I'd see people with these wake boats and stuff, and I'm like, Dad, we could trade our boat in and we could get an older wake boat or something like cool that we can surf on and stuff. And he's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm good. I like my boat. And you know and I've always was like, oh, we could like do more though. We could do something,
Mm-hmm.
make a deal work out where we benefit or whatever from it. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and yeah, he always said, well, you can do that, go ahead, you can make some money and do whatever. It's like, all right, I guess that's what I gotta do. So
He
that's
comes home. Grant, where's the boat? You said I could
yeah.
do whatever.
Yeah.
I got us this one.
Yeah, he would kill me. Yeah. But yeah,
uh,
my parents are though really hard workers. My dad's really the hardest worker I know.
mm,
Um and he's always apt to helping people. Like he's the neighbor that can fix everything, ultimate dad, I call him. But
oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
The, the
um
the utility knife, Swiss Army
yeah,
knife.
exactly. Yes, exactly. And so that definitely has benefited me in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Growing up on a lake, and being part of the Brainerd Lakes area, has that really also helped, I guess, in you wanting to stick around this area? Have you ever thought about moving elsewhere just to get out of here, or have you like, this is home for me. I really like this area. We're gonna because a lot of times when you're thinking, what can we do more? How can we advance? How can we get bigger? It's okay. Let's move out of the area. But have you thought of
mhm.
that, or is it more, I like this area. I want to maximize my opportunity where I'm at right now, just because it's the it's the brand. Minnesota's number one hotspot. They say.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say I really love Minnesota, um, for a lot of reasons. I really dislike Minnesota for a lot of reasons, but like, uh, I think I think the opportunity, like, it's really hard to move somewhere and not have like the support of your family. Like,
Mm,
I couldn't imagine, like, it'd be fun moving somewhere, but like then I just worry about running out of money, like being kind of stuck where I'm living at home still right now, and I don't have to, and I'm not having to pay rent or anything like that to my parents,
yeah.
um, which is I'm very grateful for. And
Mm-hmm.
I think using what's already in place to my advantage to get me
Mm-hmm.
farther, right? So I don't need to worry about the other things. Like there's stuff already
Yeah.
set up for me. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, I encourage a lot of, I know a lot of people want to move out and like do their own thing, but honestly, you got to know how good you have it at home. Like, you got to realize how good you have it at home and like take advantage of it while you're young. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Not mess around.
For sure. And while you do have that support, I think it's huge because a lot of people, you live with mom and dad and you get this perception from other people like, oh, you still live at home, like, oh, and they almost look at it as a bad thing. And I lived at home. Shoot, I went off to college when I was, after high school, but then I came back and lived with my mom for a couple of years while I try to figure things out and finish up
Yeah.
school and get a job. And it's like there's no shame in that, especially when your parents are loving and supportive, like you say yours are. Like, yeah, I'm gonna chill here and I'm gonna try to get some money, get some direction, and then they're gonna send me off. Yeah, just like a
Yeah.
bird jumping out of a nest. You don't want to just, you know,
Exactly.
oh,
Yeah.
he's screwed. He could have made it. Had he just practiced flying a little bit more,
Yeah.
or got that direction from his nest.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
there's no shame in that.
Yeah, that's big for
Hmm.
sure.
Especially with like rent and trying to buy a house nowadays on your own, you either need a second income to help out with that,
Uh-huh.
like a roommate or a spouse, or it's
Yeah.
so difficult,
Stuff is
especially younger
expensive.
people. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
hmm Yeah, I couldn't imagine having to pay rent and all this other stuff while trying
Hmm.
to um, start a business and whatever. I mean, not to say that it you couldn't, because I think the when it comes down to it, you can you can do what you got to do. It probably
Oh, for
push you
sure.
more, honestly, in some aspects. I'm sure push you harder to like make it right. But yeah, you do see a lot of people get stuck a little bit in where they're at.
I think they go too far into it too sometimes, and they get comfortable with where they're at, and they go, "Oh,
Yeah,
well, mom and dad, they got me. Well, we'll be all right. I'll just chill here."
yeah,
And then, but I think where
exactly.
you're doing it differently is you're taking advantage of it by working on these business. Okay, what can I do better so that I can set myself up for the most success for when I do jump
Yep.
out on my own, rather than going, "Oh shoot, I'm 30. It's probably time to get out of here. I don't, I got no
Yeah.
direction, no money saved up, nothing."
Yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of people
exactly.
are in those positions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, so with this business we keep kind of tiptoeing around, why why shaved ice, and kind of just share that experience and maybe a little bit of the journey of starting that up from where, what the initial thoughts of, okay, this could be something that I could do.
Yeah. So initially, I got to a point with flipping things and rolling the money into the next thing, having enough startup capital. Let's say I had 50 grand to spend on something, on a business, and I was going
Mm-hmm.
to go all in on it because I had started a ton of little side gigs, here and there, like hanging lights. Um, I tried like drop shipping. I tried like a ton of stuff, like to try and make something work. I figured out that I was kind of sick of trying new things. Not to say that it I think that really helped me, was just trying a bunch of different things to figure out what would work and
Mm-hmm.
what I could enjoy, right, doing. And so I got to a point where I had this money, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go all in. And I wrote down like three ideas. One was one was to buy a wake boat and become an influencer. Uh, One was to buy this garage door business that my dad really wanted me to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And then one was this food trailer idea out in the courtyard. And I had to talk to my boss, Mark, to see if he would allow me to do it. And he really pushed me to doing it. He's like, yeah, if you don't see yourself doing this, a wake boat is up in the air with being an influencer. Like, that's kind of like, it's tough to do that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Garage door business, I couldn't see myself really having fun doing that. And then this, which is like, I can be extremely creative. I can like really do what I do best, right? Like be creative and like um, come up with something new and exciting, and that's what I kind of went with. And shaved ice, honestly, I was just researching things that I could do, and that was something that was on the list of things with shaved ice, and that was like I wanted something new to the area, so I wasn't
Hmm.
really competing. I was in my own market. I mean, I compete
Hmm.
a little bit with like dessert places in the area, but I wanted my own thing to be new to Nisswa because there's so many different things there. Um, but that that was kind of the start. I didn't. I just chose shaved ice because that is what uh, I don't know. That's just kind of what lined up. I got two like shavers from people or from my friend Aiden Davis. He used to
Hmm.
own a shaved ice trailer like back in the day, and he still had all this equipment and like all this stuff like freezers and stuff. I was like, and I just asked him, "Yo, you got any? You still got those shavers or anything?" He's like, "Yeah, we were just about to sell them actually on
Wow.
Facebook Marketplace, so you can have them for $500." I was like, "Deal," and
Hmm.
so that's kind of what I went with. And the trailer is a funny thing. So that was something I was actually gonna flip. It was an old '77 Airstream, and I was just gonna fix it and flip it for cash. I got a really good deal on it, and but then it kind of like lined up where I was like, oh yeah, I could make this into a food trailer and like make this thing just epic. And yeah, there's a lot of hurdles though getting it there. With the city, I mean, I was kind of like the first food trailer in Nisswa, like to be allowed there, and I think um, my design of my trailer and everything really pushed people in the location it was at. It pushed the
Hmm.
city to like allow it. They were like, "Oh, this is really cool. This would be awesome," and they allowed it. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff that I never knew about the business and the industry, like that I quickly learned. Um, and yeah, that's kind of the initial story of how that started.
And that's super cool. And I like, again, like your mind thinking of, okay, what can we do different? And because I've had it shaved ice like once, and it was when we were in Hawaii on vacation like
Yeah,
8 9 years ago. And so
yeah,
like for it to be shaved ice, because you go to Chocolate Ox for ice cream, or you go Dairy Queen down the street for ice cream, but shaved ice is it's something different. And the first time I actually heard about you was like, I don't know if it was last summer or the summer before. How long have you been doing this now?
this is my third summer now.
Third summer. Okay, so it was either last, it might have been last summer. We were camping down near Fort Ripley, and some of our family members were like, "Yeah, we're going to Nisswa for shaved ice." Like, you're going all the way to it's like 40 minutes. You're going there for ice cream, and like, no, no, it's shaved ice. It's the best, and you got to try it out. And I still haven't been up to see you guys, so I
Oh
definitely
yeah,
wanna do that before this summer's over. But I was like, who is this guy? And so I ended up following you, and and it's just really cool with what you've been able to do with it, because you said your first goal or what you wanted to do was get a wake boat, become an influencer. Well, you're kind of able to do that with what you're doing now. Like, not only do you
yeah,
have a food truck there, but you're taking this other idea of being an influencer and creating these funny, relatable
yeah,
little skits that people can enjoy and laugh, and then probably when they get there, kind of be part of the fun. Like, oh, cool,
yeah,
this is, we saw this online, and funny
uh,
skit, and that's, Grant and what he's got going on. And so
yeah,
it's super neat, because I don't see anybody else doing like that, especially in this area.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's it's fun. It's definitely something that I wanted. I just wanted something that I could start and like really work at, like in that way, in all those aspects. Um, but yeah, you'll definitely have to come try it. I try to make it as best, the best quality, everything. I got best
Hmm.
product. Like, yeah, I really tried to do it up as best I could. But yeah, the social media aspect is very fun. It's everything I've prayed about and more. It's interesting. people will come up to me and like, oh my gosh, you're the shaved ice guy. Even had somebody take a picture of me or whatever. I was like, oh,
Oh,
that's
that's awesome.
like, oh, cool, yeah. But they're always like, oh, we love your videos. They're so funny. It's like, oh, and they're like, oh, we feel like we're talking to like someone famous right now. I was like, no way, no way. Yeah,
Like a local celebrity. Maybe you'll get on
yeah,
that list here pretty soon. Maybe next year.
yeah.
We'll
Maybe,
push for it.
yeah.
Well,
But
I see too, like you're able to push out your own merch and you got t-shirts, I think, and stuff that I saw on there. What you said you pretty much eat, sleep, breathe this work and you're coming up with ideas not only for flavors and for, merch and videos, like all this stuff. So it's consuming a lot of your time.
yeah,
Are you always thinking of different things, or do you like scroll on social media? Do you follow other people to kind of get ideas of what to post and what to do, or what does that
yeah,
kind of process look like?
yeah. So normally the ideas, I mean, the best ideas, honestly, just come to me out of the blue, or somebody maybe gives they give their ideas, right? I love working with other people to kind of brainstorm ideas, but
Mm-hmm.
those are definitely the videos that resonate the best with people is the original content. And I mean, there's an aspect of like, you can scroll and you can get ideas from other businesses that do similar stuff. Like that's all my Instagram feed is like other businesses
Mm-hmm.
doing their own kind of funny little things. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so there's that, and that takes up some time just doing that, honestly. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
try and keep everything original and creative because that's what I enjoy best is the original content.
Yeah, yeah. I guess if you weren't, you would be another ice cream shop or a sub shop or something that that we
Yeah.
already have. Yeah, I
Yep.
can tell you want to be different, and you're doing it with purpose, which is cool. Like you're on purpose. You're trying to be different and stand out. That's
Yeah.
that's cool.
Exactly.
Where did you when you were trying to come up with a name, did you have a couple names and a couple logos that you kind of went through to try to figure out, okay, what do I want to call this? What do I want it to look like? And what was that process like?
Yeah. So I'm definitely a perfectionist, so I look at the logo like 1,000 different times to make sure everything is, spacing is perfect. I was definitely just trial and error, sketching some ideas, but initially the name was probably the biggest and most important part of the business, your name. And I brainstormed a ton of ideas. Reds was one of the ideas that I think somebody else gave to me, like a variation of it. Like, oh, you should do this because you got red hair. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna run with that. And I just, yeah. And I always heard of there's like a Reds pizza shop or whatever, like a long time ago. I always thought just Reds is like a cool name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of how that looks. It's just a a bunch of brainstorming to come up with that stuff and
Oh, for sure.
get it specked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you land with it's Reds shaved ice is what it is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think initially I was thinking like the ice shack or like the shaved ice shack. I was like, oh my gosh, that's too many S's. Like, and yeah, it was very lots of brainstorming with that. And but
Uh-huh.
yeah, ending on red shaved ice. Yeah.
Mm. Simple yet unique in its own way. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yep.
So with some of those hurdles you faced, what's been something that that you didn't expect that was kind of one of the more difficult things? And then what is something that you didn't expect that's been like, whoa, this is really cool. Like I really enjoy this.
I would say the biggest hurdles were initial startup. Obviously, that's like so stressful getting everything, the trailer built out, everything ordered, like just figuring out everything was like just crazy stressful. And then the um all the stuff and all the things you got to go through to get licensed with a food trailer, and it's just the
Mm.
biggest headache working with the city, or not the city, but the Minnesota on getting a food license and all that stuff is like really complicated, and then
Mm-hmm.
the taxes were figuring out taxes is like just a headache, and I feel like Minnesota makes doing your taxes really complicated. um,
Another one of those things that we don't like Minnesota about.
yeah, I'm just throwing shade right now, but um, yeah. But other than that, um, I would also say the time it takes to do something that sounds really simple, right? It's like shaved
Mm.
ice. Oh, how hard could that be? It's like, oh, it actually was. It takes a lot of time and stuff for this to work. So that's another hurdle. Just not being able to spend time like I used to in the summer with my family
Mm-hmm.
is is really tough, or was really tough. I'm getting a little bit better at it because I've got really good employees and stuff that um, do a really good job, and I can trust them in there. And yeah, it's funny because you say it's like, well, why don't you just get somebody in there to like make shaved ice? It can't be that hard. And it's like, well, it really it's got some technique to it to making a good shave, and making sure everybody's like using enough syrup, or not packing it so it's an ice block when people try and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, but those are a few of the things that definitely
Yeah.
were tough.
And what I'm sure too, with having to trust somebody, and you're at first when you're starting this up and you're doing it on your own, like that's all just money that you're able to have, and then bringing in employees, it takes okay, well now I got to start giving this out here and giving and I'm
Yeah,
not only do you want somebody that can make the shaved ice perfectly, but they got to be kind of a a people-y person so that you
yep,
can further try keep stay on with the brand, happy
exactly.
and invited. You don't want people to be up there all grumpy and cranky, and nobody's gonna want to come to your your
Yeah,
spot. So I could see how that'd be tough.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so with the shaved ice too, I'm sure there's a technique. Was there a lot? Did you spend a lot of time on your own getting it all down and making sure it was perfect before you got it out there too?
Yep. Yeah, that was definitely a big thing. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
practice with it, and a lot of research, like just honestly, like, and I had like a kind of a series going on where I was trying a bunch of different shaved ice. Like I went to Hawaii, tried like as many places as I could, um, and Florida, a couple places there, and just
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still learning, and I still want to even get better. Like if
Mm-hmm.
there's something I don't know, I want to know about it. Um, and yeah, I've it's fun. It's fun to learn, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was definitely a big um, starting thing as well, was getting it
Mm-hmm.
right.
So with you said it being fun. So what's been the part that's stood out the most to you that you weren't expecting? Where you're like, oh, this is really cool. I really enjoyed this part of it. Like, what's the part that keeps you coming back? Other than the money,
Honest,
obviously.
yeah, honest, honestly, the people, and like
Mm-hmm.
being able to ins- inspire people, and people actually enjoying it, and being able to have memories with their families, I think is big.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something, the relationships is really big, like just with the customers, and like even my workers is huge. Yeah, that's that's a big part of me coming back
Mm-hmm.
to it. It's
Yeah.
just all of that.
Yeah, and I would agree with the people part of it. One of the things, one of the core foundations of this podcast is Proverbs 27:17 is iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And so when you're able to, and my goal here is kind of to have, and encourage, inspire, and have people help, believe in themselves and stuff. But for you, it's sharpening other people and yourself by, like you said, making those memories, giving them a laugh or having a good time, because the
Hmm.
world isn't always the greatest place. You know, people are watching the news and everything, and it gets just negative, negative, negative. And when they
Yeah.
can turn that off and go, "Hey, let's go to Nisswa for a little bit." Oh, whoa, what's this all about? And then, like you
Yeah.
said, get to share memories and make memories with their families. And I
Yep.
think that's another thing that's different about Nisswa, even compared to 20 minutes away, Brainerd. I have a friend, I'm sure you know him, works at Rafferty's in Nisswa, and he said the demographic, even working in the Rafferty's in Nisswa, opposed to the Rafferty's in Brainerd, like people are generally more happy, like they're happy to
Yeah.
be there, they're happy to be around and a little more pleasant, like they're there on vacation
Yes.
typically, and so you just get to enhance that experience, and I think everybody benefits from that, including the city.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I've definitely
Mhm.
noticed that about Nissa. It's a it's a very fun place to be, I'd say, compared to other surrounding areas.
And just a couple more questions here, and then we can
Mhm.
probably wrap it up. If you were to, if somebody were to say, "Hey, Grant, I'm looking at doing this with my business, or I'm thinking about this, or I don't know if I should," what advice would you have to even somebody younger than you looking to do something like this? What would be your advice or direction for them?
I got a couple things. The first thing is to start. That's like the most important thing is to start. Don't just keep your ideas in your brain. Like put it into motion. I think it people are so scared about what people will think also, and but yeah, I think a lot of people just want to see you succeed, and they're not out to get you. Um, although in I think my industry, the food industry, is very competitive, and sometimes you feel like they're out to get you, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And then so once you start, if you're thinking trying to find something to do, I just try everything honestly and see what sticks and see what you enjoy doing the most is
Mm.
something that a lot of people are scared of also is just trying. But yeah, and then after that you got to find a team, find people that will support you in what you're doing. Some people will absolutely not care about what you're doing, think it's really stupid. Like for example, my
Mm-hmm.
dad, he he thought he thought this was gonna crash and burn. Like I heard him talking to my mom one night, like, "Oh, I'm so scared for Grant. I don't think like he's gonna spend all this money and he's not gonna do. It's not gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work." But you have to push past that. Believe in yourself. Believe in
Mm.
what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably the most important. I would say. Yeah. After that, if yeah, and then you just learn as you go. It's really a big learning experience, and you'll be so stressed, and you'll it's a lot more work than you are initially hoping for. And I think yeah, there's this quote: "Everything is hard, but you got to choose your hard."
Mm.
So everything you do is going to be hard. Don't think anything is going to be easier than the other. It's
Mm.
really it's going to take up all your time, and if you want to be if you want it to succeed, you need to put in the work to do it and make it work.
Absolutely.
So
I love that.
yeah, yeah, not going to work unless you do, right?
Yeah, that's great, man. And then all those things, and they kind of go right hand in hand with each other. Like you said, believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. I've got stickers. I've got on my hat. I got like a shirt. I'll wear
Yeah,
my
that's
logo and
awesome.
everything. People are like, what do why do you always wear that? It's like, well, if I don't believe in myself, why would you? And you gotta
Yeah,
gotta have that belief. And like you said, working, grinding, and it's not always gonna be easy. There's a quote that I've heard, and I like to listen or I like to hear. You're not gonna enjoy everything you do in life, son. Like people expect to hop on here and, like you said, be an influencer right away, get rich and famous overnight, and they don't understand that it's gonna take some reps. Like even my podcast, like I have to remember why I do it. Because I don't make any money on it. I just do it for fun, and
yeah,
I'll put out a video and it gets like 2 views. And I'm like, well, shoot, that really blows. Why do I do this anymore? But it's like, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's not going to become great overnight, but you just remember why you're doing it. And again, like find something you enjoy doing too. Like you said, it might have been maybe it would have been easier for you to do the garage door company. Maybe that could have
Yeah,
been something that's okay. This is a lot more less stressful,
yeah,
but you found that somewhere in between. Like I want to bring my ideas to life with this, and I'm going to
mhm,
work until I get it done, and I'm going to continue learning. I think that's huge too. You can never grow complacent. Complacency kills. If you're comfortable sitting there thinking things are going to be fine, like you're not going to continue to progress. So
yes,
all
exactly.
great advice. That was all great stuff, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that.
Oh, for sure.
One more question to kind of wrap it up. And this is something I ask everybody, and I've had so many different answers over all my episodes, so it's fun. But with your business, with your family, you got stuff going on, and sometimes it can drain us. We can kind of get down. In your area of expertise of what you're doing, what are some things that you do in order to stay sharp so that you can continue to pour out into other people, into your job and your coworkers, your employees, or just your friends or your family or anything? What are you doing to stay at the top of your game so that you're not crashing down and becoming just a shell of yourself? If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I think honestly, there's a lot of things that you will um, give up for your business, right? That being time with your family, time with your friends, missing out on events. What do I do? I guess bringing a positive um, outlook to it all is what I do to keep myself sane. Praying a lot, being in the
Mm.
Word. I try to get sleep, but I don't really, really.
It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm working on taking care of myself a lot more this year than I have in the
Mm.
previous years. But um, yeah, I think it's all a mindset when it comes down to it. Like you
Hmm.
can you can be okay, and you're gonna be okay, even if you're
Mm.
tired or you miss your family. Um, there's a purpose to it all, right? And I think um, that me not being able to spend time with my family and stuff has pushed me to want to streamline my business, right? So I don't need to be there all the time, making it easier for myself. And yeah, so I'm really grateful for that. I think it was necessary for me to do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
as of taking care of myself, I'm not the best at at it.
And that's tough. But it seems that you are being intentional with it more this year, like you'd said.
Yeah.
To have that mindset of positivity, like okay, but it's gonna be okay. Next time somebody else can work, and I can enjoy that. Or like you said, getting in the Word and praying and trying to focus on some of those things. Like a lot of times we can't do what we want to do, but the intent of okay, I'm gonna set aside a time here to get this done, or having that positive mindset of everything's gonna be okay is
Hmm.
huge. Because I think people lose sight of that when they get overwhelmed or they feel underwater, and it's like, oh shoot, what's gonna happen? I don't know. And then you start to get scared and you spiral, and then you're up at 3 in the morning, just drowning in anxiety.
Yep.
But to be able to calm that with, hey, we're gonna be all right. Regardless, there's a goal here. That God has a plan for me, and I'm gonna see it through. He's gonna carry me through this regardless of
Yep.
what happens. And so when you can get your mind in check with that on the same wavelength, bring it on. Let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's sick. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying these podcasts? And
I
that's
am very
awesome.
much so. Yeah,
Good. Yeah.
it's sometimes it can be a little stressful. I was supposed to have somebody on last night too, and I got set up and ready to go, and my kid had gone to bed, and I rushed, and then she's like, "Hey, I don't mean to be a jerk, but can we reschedule?" I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, that's gotta be tough. I can
uh, but
imagine.
but I was like, I got one with Grant tomorrow, so we'll be all right. We'll be on par because there's times too where I post one every Tuesday, so this will come out on Tuesday.
Okay.
Um, it's Monday night and I haven't got anything, and it's like, oh shoot, but. And like you said, or like we were talking about, I'll put all this work into an episode thinking it's going to be great, it's going to get a bunch of views, and then get like 2 people up to watch
Yeah.
it. But just like you said, sticking with that positive mentality of, hey, why do I do this? If only 2 people watch this video, I got to have a cool conversation with a cool kid that I've never talked to before, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go try his shaved ice now. And so
There you go.
it's different because at the end of the day, like, why am I doing this? What's the reason for it? What's the purpose? And it's trying to build relationships and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So,
Okay.
and it's almost like a session for me, like a journal. I want to journal, and I never have. I've always kind of tried, and this is
Okay.
almost like a way of doing that by just spewing my words into a a
Yeah.
microphone and seeing if people listen. But
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's great. I see your stuff, and I think it's really cool what you're doing. I like the iron purpose. It's very it's very great. Yeah. Um
I
and
appreciate that.
yeah, do you do any, so like speaking to people, right? You kind of need
Mhm.
to know a little psychology, right? Do you ever look into psychology and how people react with questions you ask?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I really the human mind is a crazy thing, and I think most of this is just based off of different experiences that I've had in the past. I worked as a police officer for 3 years.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know anything about who I am, but worked for as a police officer for 3 years, and then I've worked in a jail for about 3 years now, about 3.5 years. So just being around people who are in really difficult times, whether it's mentally or physically, spiritually, or like they're obviously in trouble with the law. So they're really at a low place. So I just kind of have learned through different trainings through that, and then just dealing with people at their lowest point, trying to be there for them and help sharpen them. Like, how can I help this person out? And the jail has had this program called Impact. Um,
Hmm.
Inmates making positive action, choosing, no, positive advancement, choosing transformation is what that stands for. So
Okay.
being able to be a coach for those guys in that aspect and having like 10 guys talk about their stories and what they're going through, and that also kind of helped spark this and why I do it. And for me, it's just a learning thing. Like I'm kind of selfish with it in that way where I want to learn from other people to help
Yeah.
my life. And I'm always, been like, hey, how can I learn here? How can I grow here? And talking to different people. And so when I can do it like this, I'm hoping that other people can hear our conversation and learn from it too. Like I've got a notebook here. I've been taking notes of what we got going on, and like I tell the guys in the jail too, it's like I'm not a professional in any of these.
Yeah.
I'm not a pastor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a physical trainer. So the
Hmm.
more that people can talk and come together and share their ideas, like I'm learning. I'm just a guy trying to figure out life, just like any of you guys. And so they're like, oh,
Yeah.
all right. And then they open up and they share their stories, and we're all able to grow together.
That's awesome. Yeah. I could see this being a lot bigger. You
Hmm.
just got to keep going.
Yeah.
For
Well, if
sure.
you got any ideas, we'll have to link up and maybe we
Yeah.
can bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah, dude. I've got so many ideas. I'll probably be thinking about this for you, but
All right,
I'll
let's
let
go.
you know. Yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Maybe we
Yeah.
do like a collab. Maybe we can get like an Iron Purpose flavored shaved ice. I don't know what that would be, but
Yeah, some like iron shavings or something in it. Just kidding.
Just straight up, ting ting ting.
Yeah.
Might want to go to the doctor after that.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, it's about that time. I can hear my kiddo out there running around, so
Oh,
I'm gonna go
sure.
help out my wife. But I
Yep.
appreciate you taking the time to come on here and
Of
kind of
course.
sharing your story. And also, where can people find you? Do you have a website or social medias and kind of let them know what you got going on, what to look forward to? Where can we find you, man?
Yeah, so can find me downtown Nisswa, right outside Rafferty's in the courtyard. Um and yeah, Red Shaved Ice. You can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, even.
There you
And
go.
uh, yeah, I've got some great shaved ice. I've got lots of ideas for the future for content, and yeah, appreciate being on here. Pretty great.
I appreciate your time and looking forward to continuing to follow your story and see where it takes you. All
Awesome.
right.
Thanks,
All
Bailey.
right, everybody. This has been another episode of the Iron Purpose Podcast. Stay sharp.